This is the RICO. This is the specs. By seeing him hand Diddy the money, or Diddy giving victim the money to him, what does that prove? That proves that Diddy was the one orchestrating this. This also proves that it was 100% a commercial SMEX worker, because you paid them for their services, okay? Again, she outlined that. Now get this, right? She says it. Now, this is the weird thing, right? She said that Jeannie talked about that Diddy always filmed it, right? And she said he filmed it almost every time. And she said every time they did it, they used Sean's iPhone, right? And she said that she was told that it was just for me or just for us, okay? She said sometimes Sean behaved differently. Sometimes he was happy and satisfied, and sometimes he was unhappy and upset. Now, here's the thing. I was waiting for them to get to the violence, but I think tomorrow Monday is going to be the day everything goes off the rails, because I feel like they're building up. But even if they don't, I know it doesn't seem sexy. I know people are like, oh, who cares? This is a regular toxic relationship. No, it isn't, right? Jeannie said she took instructions on how to use baby oil, how to blank herself, how to extend everything. She said that Diddy, she had a lot of neck and back and body pain because Diddy would make her hold the same pose for hours. He would literally make them hold the same sexual pose for hours. Then he would also be in her ear while she was doing this, talking about, you want to taste this? You want to stroke this? You want to kiss this? You want to touch this? And you can get out of my face, right? Now, she said the whole time she was never sober in those recordings. Jenny said she acted like she enjoyed it, right? Because she knew she wanted to put on a good show. For hours, he would make them have foreplay. And there was lots and lots of smecks. There was lots of fantasy talk, role play. Sean really liked that. Sometimes sometimes she would even be on camera laughing and joking. Why? Because she was actually, she said the whole time she was actually high, but she wanted to make sure her partner was happy, and she loved him deeply. Now, hold on, y'all. Where are we? Oh my God, listen to this, right? And here's the whole thing with, I know y'all saying get some rest. Y'all, I know, but I will get some rest after this, right? She said, get this. She also said during these acts, she had to be in high heels the entire time. The stripper, 7-inch heels. Jeannie said that there was baby oil everywhere. So her feet would be sticky, all over oil, and she'd be slipping around and slipping out of her shoes. Now get this. Sean asked for her to get her tatas pierced. Now, to me, it gave me the vibes of, remember when Cassie said that, she had to get her tatas done, right? She said that Diddy demanded that she get her tatas pierced, right? And she said that they actually got pierced, but she said she only kept it in for a year. Why? Because they would snag and bleed and got infected.
Introducing Mind's Eye.
Because they were always snagging on the stripper outfits that Sean wanted her to wear. And they were always snagging, right? And the thing is, she took them out because they were making her sick. And he would always be like, yo, where are my piercings? This is the last time I see you without piercings. Because he always kept saying, I want you to put them back in, because he liked the way they looked when she was wearing the stripper Smex outfits, right? She had pain in her back, her shoulder, her body. Oh, get this, infections. She said that she always had super, super painful UTIs and also yeast. This mimics a lot of what Cassie said. Remember?
As I'm listening to all this, I'm like, is this really going on? And it's like, you know, is this really going on? Is this really going down? And, you know, I'm getting the notion that he was selling these tapes over the dark web, and making a killing, you know. And that's why he was so intricate on what he wanted detailed and what he wanted done, because he knew what the audience want as far as who buying them tapes or who streaming them tapes. You know what I'm saying? And I watch a lot of what is it, Law and Order and the SVU, and when they be out here trying to catch them pedophiles, uh when they be, trafficking and kidnapping and so forth, they be, streaming, these sex acts that they having these individuals, the kids and whoever do. And it's just a lot of big money paid for that kind of smut. And but he done took swinging to another level. Swinging, not swinging no more. It's called free calls, man. And that's crazy in itself. But you know, but I don't know who is still kind of brave enough to still be interacting and stuff like that, because there's cameras everywhere. Anywhere you go, you on camera. And if you're somebody of stature, meaning you got a good job, you hold a title anywhere, whereas though if a video of you get out, it can end your career. You the last person that need to be interacting in that kind of activity. It's like video recording is on another level now, because you know it's not used for the pleasure or entertainment. It's used for more menacing purposes, like blackmail. If you married, you stepping out on your wife. Oh, I got you. Who are you? You know, what kind of money you command, and if you don't want this tape to get to your wife, you know what I'm saying, then you gonna pay up 10,000, 20,000, whatever they feel that you can cough up. So basically, if you're gonna indulge, it's safe to be. I advise you to be single, whereas though any smut come out about you, oh well, man, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's the case. But don't incriminate yourself, or don't put yourself under the gun where you losing your family and everything you work hard for, and or you shaming your family, or you know what I'm saying, you know, if you want to be risky like that, you need to go in there with that, with a mask on or something, or with a disguise, and rock it like that. But, you know, I mean, it ain't worth risking your life just for some time of pleasure. It just ain't worth it, man. I'm just saying, but, you know. But this is just crazy to hear, and how Big Gene was saying, he who holds makes the rules, or you control the narrative at the end of the day. So you know. How y'all like my new look? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna rock this for the rest of the month. You know, this the anniversary month. So I think I got a brown joint like this with the hat. You know, so I'm gonna be fading y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I do that every year. I give you something slick. I got something cooking for next year. So yeah, I'm already on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but this is just crazy, man, for real. You know, to listen to all this, and I'm just still tripping off the baby oil, and say dude was uh in the hotels that they did the freak offs, and said the maintenance people hated cleaning up the hotel rooms. They had to call specialists up in that joint because they messed the room up so bad. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but ass and Medusa. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, and said they used to do the big pools of baby oil. So you just having a baby oil like pool party, if you will, a baby oil pool party or a baby oil party, right? So yeah, that's crazy. You know, and I mean, I gotta admit, listening to this crazy stuff is kind of humorous, but the abuse is not. So let's get, you know, on point about that. I just feel like I was telling a coworker today. I said, abusers size you up when when they meet a woman, I feel they gonna size up and look for who is around this lady, because if I'm an abuser and if I abuse this woman, who gonna come at me for smoke or with the smoke? So I advise men out here with daughters and your aunties, your mothers, your sisters, and whoever that your niece, whoever that mean whatever to you, is very important that this young lady or lady and what I just mentioned have a male presence around her, because when jokers feel like you know there's no backing, nobody gonna come and check on you and rescue you, then that's when an abuser feel like I'm gonna have my way. You know what I'm saying? It's no way that Diddy or anybody else should have lasted this long or been doing this long. But I get it. He rich. So you throwing money around. So people is really taking abuse on the strength that they want to be part of the lifestyle. They want to be given money. They want perks and so forth, right? So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Some things you just can't tolerate. Dude gotta go. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna just walk up on them. You know what I'm saying, and do what you gonna do with them or to him. So I'm just saying, I guess he got so strong with wealth that he felt like he was untouchable. But you know, there's always somebody that's not going to be scared or afraid, and you know nothing is 100% or 100% proof this video really hurt him. Him dragging Cassie and beating on her on that camera. And then, did you hear that Cassie got $10 million from the damn hotel? And she got 20 million from Pup. So she came out with 30 mil. And they ain't really talking about that. I heard that on one of the content creators was like, yeah, cause the security dude sold the tape for 50,000 or 100,000, and the manager and the security officer broke that money down, and then they made him sign an NDA. So it was crazy. So basically, because dude worked for that hotel, you hold the hotel liable for not turning that tape over to the police. You know what I'm saying? And then, they was like, somebody come up, offer you 100,000, 50,000. You making $10 an hour. You gonna do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he made a deal with the law, and he gonna tell what his role was. He gonna tell on his boss and whoever else was involved in that. Because you know that's a criminal offense, because you know you're in a position to prevent or observe and report when you see stuff like that on a video, just like whoever leaked the Solange, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, the infamous elevator joint. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That got to TMZ. So they paid dude probably 100,000 for that tape. You know what I'm saying? And that person been anonymous. Like, you ain't heard nothing about it and so forth. But time just be flying, because I just watched the game. I fell asleep on the game. OKC was winning. So third quarter, I went to sleep. I'm like, oh man, they got this. They balling. They balling out. So, they're gonna win this jump. So I wake up, go to work, and everybody talking about how Indiana came back and Halliburton hit the last shot. So he the new Reggie Miller, you know what I'm saying, for Indiana. And he like they say, he not scared of the big moments. And he is the big moment. So uh he remind me of Reggie Miller, that would torch any team in the last 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute of the game. That's when that dude get dangerous, than he ever have been. So Hollenberg reminds me of Reggie Miller, you know what I'm saying? And if you've been around, you saw the infamous New York and Indiana battles, and him and Spike Lee going back and forth over the years. So yeah, them was some good battles back then. And but I think OKC gonna win it, but it's not gonna be as sweet. It's gonna be 7 games. But for them to come back after 15 points down and hit that last shot, Indiana might can walk away from with the chip. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know. But that's my take on the game. I think the Celtics would have repeat if Tatum didn't go down. with the Achilles, and so that put to bed all the rumors that he not the guy, he is the guy. Cause without him, they couldn't keep the band, or they couldn't keep the show going. So his piece of the puzzle is very intricate, and uh, my man, they got the MVP in the finals and in the semifinals. Brown. Uh, yeah, dude with the braid, he cut his hair now. I forget his name. Jalen Brown, I think. You know. Anyway, I was like him and White. I thought they was gonna take over, but that didn't happen. They tried, but you needed Tatum. He's a very important piece of that team. So, you know. But I think it'll go 7 games, and whoever won it at the end uh gonna play a big factor. Not only whoever won it, but who can stay out of foul trouble. And they better hope to God none of the main pieces on either team, nobody gets hurt. Because that's going to be a difference maker as well. So, yeah. So, you know, so that's what I feel and that's what I see. But I want to know how many years that Diddy going to get when they convict him, because I just don't see him walking away from this unless Trump gonna pardon him. So that's like the ace in the hole, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. We'll see. you know, he done did what he did for Larry Hoover, and you know, but Larry Hoover may not never get out because Trump pardoned his federal time, but he still got state time to do. So I don't think Trump can get him out of that, So and so yeah, so but that's just still a big deal for him to pardon him on the federal level, you know what I'm saying? So, they might make a deal. He got Jay Prince in his corner that got some bread. Shoot, they might let him out in 10 years or give him the state some time, and he'll come home a free man. He'll be what, about 80, like Guy Fisher. Guy Fisher was 80. He did 50, like, yeah, 40 years. And you know, and that man got a PhD while he was locked up. He was writing Broadway scripts. No, not Broadway, but Hollywood scripts, which he actually sold some of them scripts to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so he took advantage of the time that he was doing. And my thing is, man, President Trump trying to send people out of state, like to foreign countries. So if that don't get you to shape up and shape up and get correct, I don't know what is. So you ain't just going to jail, feds or state. You leaving the country. Who signed up for that? Your family ain't gonna be coming to see you because that's a long way to be trying to come every day. So you literally out there on your own if you don't, get shit with nobody. But it's a lot of people that know people everywhere. Anywhere you go. So, and one thing I do know, uh, men bond over sports like basketball, football. You know, that's universal. You can go anywhere, and before you start a conversation or get to know somebody new, just go to the court and play a pickup game. And that's how I feel you break the ice anywhere, if it's possible to play, basketball, what I'm saying? So that's how men bond. Women want to go to the spa and get massages, and I guess they be talking while they in there. We go to the court and play pickup, you know what I'm saying? And we rock out like that, you know what I'm saying? Now you on somebody's team, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all working as a team. So now if a fight break out, you gotta be on the side of the guys that play with you. So instantly you guys gonna come together. So yeah, but you know, uh I'm just amazed that of all people, this dude Diddy on trial, and you know, I just feel like this should be a wake up call to everybody, just in general, how they find people or riffing them. But what I do see is that they bring us some people back to their jobs, and I feel like that's only happening because you might have had a good rapport with your coworkers, a good record, and your character will carry you long places in many places, because your reputation is your brand at the end of the day. So if you cool people, and you know if you exude being cool and everything that go with that, people, they'll look out for you, you know, for different reasons. They'll look out for you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's what it is, you know. So I went to the range today. I gotta tell the story. And apparently the range I go to, I ain't gonna, you know, put their name out there, but you know, they on some new stuff now. Like, I paid with my credit card, and I saw a dude go over there and he copied it with my ID, all my information on it, credit card information. I'm like, what are you doing? He said, oh, this is what we doing now. I say, why? Oh, people been stealing our guns. I'm like, well, how? When you got cameras everywhere, you got people ID because you filling out the paperwork before you go in there on the range. You got footage of everybody. You got their license with their address on it. You know what I'm saying? So why is this an issue? If anybody walking up out of here with your weapons, you should be able to send the police at them to investigate where that gun is at. And then from that point on,